Have you ever noticed someone flinch at a kind word? A slight retreat behind the eyes when praise is offered? Expectation of warmth becomes intertwined with the memory of coldness. So the mind builds a fortress, not out of arrogance, but out of a need for emotional equilibrium. A compliment is not a gift, but a test they fear failing. 2. The mirror of self-doubt. For others, a kind word does not align with their internal self-portrait. They carry a private narrative of not being enough, of being an imposter in their own life. A compliment shines a light on the gap between how they are perceived and how they feel. This cognitive dissonance is so uncomfortable that rejection of the praise feels safer. They believe accepting praise would be an act of fraud. 3. The weight of expectation. One person beams under a compliment, while another seems to shrink, their posture folding inward. A compliment can feel less like a reward and more like a new, invisible burden. It sets a benchmark they now feel pressured to consistently meet. The mind races. Can I be this good again? Do I now owe this performance? The freedom to be imperfect feels stolen by the spotlight of approval. So they dismiss the compliment to dismantle the pressure before it can build. 4. The history of manipulation. For some, praise was never a gift, but a tool used to control them. Compliments were the bait that led to requests, the honey that masked a bitter pill. Their psyche has been trained to scan for the hidden price tag. The warmth of the words is instinctively met with cold suspicion. The same words, spoken with genuine intent, land in two completely different emotional worlds. This is not cynicism. It is the scar tissue of past transactions disguised as affection. 5. The fear of standing out. In some environments, to be praised is to be separated from the safety of the group. It marks you as a target for envy, for scrutiny, for the burden of representation. The mind calculates that anonymity is safer than acknowledgement. They would rather share the common shade than stand alone in the sun. 6. The currency of connection. For those comfortable with praise, it is a simple reaffirmation of a bond. But for the uncomfortable, the social ledger feels unbalanced by a kind word. They feel an immediate, anxious pressure to reciprocate with equal or greater value. So what invisible wall does the compliment hit before it can reach the heart? The spontaneous moment of connection becomes a debt they feel they owe. This transforms a gift into a transaction, stripping it of its joy. 7. The inner critic's dominion. The inner critic is a powerful gatekeeper, and it dismisses praise as irrelevant or mistaken. It has a script rehearsed over years that it recites to nullify external validation. They didn't see the struggle. They don't know the real you. It was just luck. To accept a compliment would be to fire the critic, and its voice is strangely familiar and safe. 8. The reframed self. Some who shun praise have built their self-worth on an internal foundation, invisible to others. Their validation comes from the process, not the applause, from the effort, not the outcome. The answer is not a simple lack of grace, but a deep psychological self-protection. External praise feels like a distraction from the true, quiet work of being. Their silence is not a void, but a space filled with self-knowledge. 9. The social mirror. In a world obsessed with curated personas, Authentic praise can feel like another performance. We are conditioned to offer compliments as social lubricant, often without depth. The person who is uncomfortable has simply grown tired of this economy of hollow validation. Their rejection is not of kindness, but of the noise that drowns out the signal of genuine connection. 10. The path to receiving. So what is the way forward for the one who flinches at a kind word? It begins not with forcing acceptance, but with understanding the origin of the reflex. 1. The echo of scarcity. To see the wall not as a flaw, but as a historical monument to your own survival. Then practice seeing a compliment as a simple offering, not a demand or a test. You do not have to believe it fully. You only need to acknowledge the giver's intent. See it as a data point from the external world, which you can choose to integrate or release. This dismantles the power struggle between the praise and your inner critic. Over time, you can learn to let the warmth of the words land, even for a moment, before the defenses rise. The goal is not to become addicted to praise, but to be permeable to genuine appreciation. What does your reaction to compliments reveal about your relationship with yourself? Do you feel inherently worthy of being seen in a positive light, or does it feel like a costume? Your discomfort is not a social failure. It is a message from your deepest self. For some, praise was a rare currency in their emotional landscape. And in learning to listen to that message, you may find not just the ability to accept a compliment, but the courage to finally believe it. Imagine a child proudly showing a drawing, only to have it met with silence or a critical correction. The brain learns a dangerous lesson. To be seen is to be judged.